Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. And on Wednesdays here in the Quantum Human Design Coach Forum, we talk about marketing. So last week we had a conversation about what are you selling? We talked about what are you selling and why really getting clear about what you're selling, the benefits, the blessings that your services offer people is essential, and how you can't sell your work if you're not clear about what it is that you're selling, what really is the takeaway that your clients are going to get from working with you. This week, I want to unpack a second topic, and it's a topic that is a little bit of a myth-busting topic. And I will say that I am guilty, if you will, of perpetuating some of this myth myself. So for years, I have talked about marketing by design, and certainly there are elements of your marketing that are going to work better for you depending on your type. So for example, if you are a projector, because it's really important for you as a projector to make sure that you're focusing on your client and the benefits that your clients are going to get. You don't want to spend too much of your sales time as a projector talking about yourself, your skills, etc. But the reality is that's actually true for every type. You know, your sales process shouldn't be about you and your expertise and your knowledge and your wisdom and your whiz bang, whatever. Your sales, the process of selling, is a service-based process. Most people are not going to buy from you. Most people are not going to buy from you. And what that means is that when you're out sharing information, sharing content, sharing insights, and you're working on having conversion conversations with potential clients, you want to make sure that even if they don't buy from you, they're walking away with something of value. That's really why most of us are doing what we're doing with the work that we do. We're doing what we do because we love it, right? Because we feel called to it, because it makes our soul soar and we get excited about doing it. It's what we're good at. That's what we feel like is part of our purpose. And so, you want to make sure that you're able to fulfill that purpose even if your clients don't buy. So always, always, always make your sales process a process that is that incorporates service into it. The easiest thing that you can do as part of your sales process is to allow your clients to get access to information from you that will begin helping them change their life. If you're familiar with any of the work that I've done and you go search for me on YouTube or even on Facebook, we have several places on the internet and through our email list where people can connect with our business, my business. I say our business because it's my team's business too, where people can connect with our business and they walk away with something. They walk away with something even if they don't buy, because my business is my place of service. And I would encourage you to contemplate having that idea yourself, provided it's not martyrdom. But we'll talk about that next week. Next week, we're going to talk about value and martyrdom and marketing. But here's the thing. The mythology that I want to bust for you guys. For years, I've talked about different marketing techniques for different types. The problem is really not so much marketing differently by type as it is marketing techniques. Because marketing techniques, while some of them might work in the short run, the number one thing that's going to cause you to sell in your business, it's going to help you market your services, is a deep alignment with why you're selling what you're selling. People look at you and they want to see, is this person giving me an experience of somebody who is authentically aligned? If I'm looking at a coach, or I'm looking at a healer, or I'm looking at somebody who actively is in the business of sharing some kind of service that has the promise of lifting other people up, if I'm looking at that person who's offering their services, I'm going to really sense energetically, this goes beyond language, it goes beyond tactics. I'm going to sense energetically whether this person is authentically aligned with what they're talking about. is this person walking their talk? Is this person enthusiastic and aligned and authentic with the work that they're offering in the world? What I have learned over the years is that you can have the ugliest website, the worst branding, maybe no branding at all. You can have terrible sales strategies and tactics. And if you are enthusiastically aligned and engaged with the passion of what it is that you're offering, you'll sell more from that place of alignment than you will with a completely slick and gorgeous website and like totally branded colors, and everything you produce is in the same branded form and the same branded colors. People get really twisted up in the appearance of marketing, in the appearance of your business. And that appearance is really a facade. What really sells, what people are really going to feel and sense from you is, are you authentically aligned? Are you excited about your place of service? Are you really showing up with a place of passion and alignment? And showing up because you want to serve, not because you're thinking, oh, if I do this and I have this 12-step process and I use this framework and this template for my long form sales letter, I'm going to generate X amount of money. Which is why, going back to what we talked about yesterday, having the money piece handled and having clarity about the money piece also not only gives you that support for making a different set of decisions, it also allows you to show up more authentically in your business. Because now if you've got the money piece handled, and we're going to work on that more on Tuesdays, if you've got the money piece handled, now you can afford to really be authentic in the way in which you market yourself without worrying about, oh my God, if I do this, am I going to make this money? Is this going to go into which part of my funnel? And I need these number of people in my funnel, and all of that stuff that we get so worried about. And especially when we start to worry about it in the context of our type, can be really disempowering and disingenuous. And it takes away our joy and our alignment, the integrity that we have with ourselves around the service of our business. So I am not saying, and please bear with me as I talk through this, I'm not saying that you should be serving to the degree to where you're wearing out the foundation from underneath yourself. That's martyring yourself. And that happens when we don't value ourselves and what we have to bring to the table. But I am saying you'll sell more when you're really clear about not only what you're selling, the benefits you're giving your clients, but why you're selling. And this goes back to having a mission statement, having a vision of the purpose of your business. When you know why you're selling what you're selling, and that why sometimes has to be something bigger than I need 20 clients. That why has to be, I am here to help people connect to their unique, vital, and irreplaceable role in the cosmic plan, because the cosmos and the universe and the world we're living in is evolving. And for us to serve on the leading edge of evolution, we need as many people as possible to be there in authentic alignment. And if that's the reason why you're selling and that turns you on and that excites you, that's going to put you in the flow of compelling people to dance with you, to buy from you, to engage with you and your business, because they get excited because you're excited. They get a greater opportunity to align because you're aligned. So last week I had you think about, what are you selling? What is the benefit of what you're giving people? I talked about really connecting to the purpose and the mission of your business. This week, I want to bring you back around to, why are you selling what you're selling? Why are you selling what you're selling? Because sometimes we forget. Sometimes in the fear of, oh, I'm trying to transition out of my job and I need to make X amount of money over here on my side hustle, or sometimes in the fear of whatever that might be going on for us. When we are coming into that place of marketing and we feel disingenuous and we feel like we got to be something we're not, and we got to do it in the right way and the right tactic with our type, and we get all caught up in the details of the selling. If we lose connection with why we're selling what we're selling, it's going to be hard to sell. Selling's going to feel fake and weird. Selling's going to feel odd, and it won't matter what your type is. So this week, I really want you to connect deeply with, why are you selling what you're selling? And this can be not just in the bigger scheme of your business, but anytime you create a program. Why are you selling what you're selling? You want to connect not only yourself, but your clients to a bigger purpose around why they need to do whatever the work is you're asking them to do as part of your service. You want to connect them with something bigger. if we go back to a Monday when we talked about the void, and we talked about how when people go through a cycle of transformation and they kick off that old story that doesn't fit anymore, that old narrative, and they're sitting in this expectant, sort of open, possibility-based place, right? And they're sitting there in that space thinking, okay, who am I? What do I want to do? Who do I want to be? And they start crafting that new narrative that they're going to be moving into. That narrative has to be connected to something big enough that's going to call them forward when things get dodgy. And things are going to get dodgy. When people go through transformational cycles, because you set your intent to grow, because you set your intent to rewrite old programming, there is a part of you that's focusing on the old narrative because you're looking at it and you're exploring it and you're contemplating it. When I coach writers in my publishing company, my very biggest cautionary note that I tell people is when you start writing about your story, your transformational journey, when you start looking at it, you're going to start putting attention on it. And when you put attention on it, because attention creates expectation, attention creates energy, attention creates growth, because you're looking at it, you're going to trigger micro experiences of that big thing you're writing about in your book. It's pretty common if you're going to write about your story of transformation that you re-trigger the theme of that transformation in your life as part of the writing process. That's not supposed to sound scary, okay? So don't be scared. It comes in more manageable ways, but it's pretty common to start triggering all that stuff again because you're looking at that energy field and you're giving it life. You're giving it a way of coming into formation in your experience. You need to have something big enough to call you forward even when the old stuff gets triggered. It's very easy when you're in the void to go back to doing things the way you did, to go back to the old way of thinking, to go back to the old patterns and habits. You want to have something big enough, both you as a practitioner and you want your clients to have something big enough that's going to anchor them in the vision of where they're headed. And part of that is getting very, very clear about why is it important for them to know this. And that why goes beyond just, hey, they're going to have a better life. I mean, that is a big enough why for some people right there. But that why also has to be why in the bigger scheme of things is your client's evolution, your client's fulfillment, and your own. Why in the bigger scheme of things is that so essential in an evolving, expanding world? And if you can keep bringing yourself back to the bigger why and stay excited about that why, get excited about that why, then that energy that you generate is more compelling than any long form sales letter you'll ever write. That energy that you generate will be more compelling than any beautiful brand you create, any beautiful headshot that you have, any color that you pick for your website or whatever. The compelling part of your sales process has to be that you have to know what you're doing, what you're selling, and why it's important. Why is it important not only for your client and yourself, but why is it important for the world? And when you can really articulate that clearly and you can get excited about it, then it won't matter what the rest of your marketing looks like. Obviously, we have to strategize. It's just like money, right? We can talk about money in theory, but we have to do the grounded parts of generating money. We have to do some of the grounded marketing pieces. But if you don't have that authentic alignment, that clarity about what it is your client's going to get from working with you, what's the promise and the benefit of what you're offering, and the big why behind why it's important for them to have this transformational process, everything you sell, if you don't have those pieces in place, everything you sell is just going to be moving deck chairs around on the Titanic. It's not going to matter how beautiful it looks. It's not going to matter where you position it. That piece underneath, that authentic alignment and that clarity about why are you selling what you're selling isn't in place, it's going to be really hard for you to sell. And it's going to feel funky and you're not going to like it. And you're going to feel like it doesn't fit. It's going to be like a bad fitting suit. So next week, I want to talk about one more foundational topic in marketing. And that next conversation that we want to have is worth and value. And why worth and value, and particularly your sense of your own worth and value and the worth and value of your work, impacts the way in which you sell and the sales conversations that you have with your potential clients. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking more about the process of manifesting and how that relates to coaching and quantum human design. We're going to look at the quantum human design chart and the flow of creativity and how our clients create with their chart. And then we're going to talk about what do we need to do when we're coaching our clients to really shift them into a place of expansion and abundance. And on Friday, again, we'll be talking about life purpose and how you can deepen your connection to your own purpose in your practice and in your life so that you stay in that place of alignment and that place of excitement about what's next in your growth and expansion in your own business. Have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.